Okay, so I'm going to make a reflected pattern from part of my drawing of the butterfly that I did for last week's work. Okay, the first thing I'm going to need to do is make a viewfinder. So I've got a bit of old paper here and a pair of scissors. Okay, so I'm going to fold my paper in half. Okay, fold it quite well. Then I'm going to cut in from the edge and cut a rectangle out of the paper like so that I've got a little window, and this is called a viewfinder. Okay, then I'm going to look on my butterfly and choose a part that I think looks really interesting. So I'm actually going to choose this section right in the middle. Okay, now you could stick it down with a bit of blue tack to keep it there if you want, but I'm just going to leave it in place. All right, then I'm ready to start drawing that into my box that I've drawn on my piece of paper. Okay, so I've drawn out my section of the bug onto a piece of paper in my 10 by 10 centimetre box. Now I'm going to fold along the right hand line really carefully. Make sure it's right on the line and fold all the way down. Okay, make sure that you've got the bug on the outside on one side, and then you're going to turn it over, put it up against the window. So now you should be able, as long as you've pressed nice and hard, you should be able to see your lines through the paper. I'm using the kind of paper that goes into a printer, so it's quite thin paper, so it's best if this is quite thin, because otherwise you're going to struggle to see it. If you really can't see it on yours, then what you might need to do, if you can, is just go over with a black pen or a really dark colour pen. A felt tip would do, so that you can see the lines a bit more clearly. All right, so I'm going to carry on drawing over all the lines. It's really important when you do this that you draw the box around the outside. Okay, so you'll carry on drawing till you've done it all. I'm just going to show you the last bit of this. We'll pretend I've finished doing all of that. Okay, so the next thing to do is to unfold it, and then you're going to fold the paper again, but this time you're going to fold it along the line that's at the bottom of the boxes. Make sure you do that really carefully so that this works nicely. Okay, so what you should end up with is your original drawing and the reflection of that, the mirror image of that, okay, folded, and then blank piece of paper at the bottom. Okay, and then when I've finished, I'll show you the next stage in a little while. Okay, so now you can see that I've traced the my second box through from the first one. Now I'm going to fold it down on the fold that I made a little while ago, and now I should be able to see the mirror image of both boxes through the paper now. So now I can start tracing through again. If you're finding it difficult to see, just press the little bit down that you're working on, and you might find it will show up a little bit better. You might also need to go back and press a bit harder on some of the lines just to make sure that you can see them through the paper. This will hurt your arms a little bit after a while, holding it up against the window. You can tape it here or use blue tack if you want to, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't stay in the same place as long as it's folded really, really carefully. Okay, so you might need to keep taking a little rest to let a little bit of blood go back into your arms. Okay, so you're just going to go over both of them now, because you can see both of them through the paper. Okay, and then you should be able to have your whole reflected pattern completely finished. Okay, so you can see that I've finished tracing the whole of my design. So I completely finished and opened it up, and you can see that I've got the mirror image of in each direction of my design, so the whole thing's finished. That's as far as I want you to get to this week with your design. You don't need to get any further than that, just to get the whole thing finished, and make sure you've gone over all the lines to make sure it's really clear. Then what I would like you to do is I'd like you to write a little bit about how you've made your design, and I'm going to put some questions to help you with that on either the PowerPoint or the worksheet. But I want you to write that either on underneath your design or on a separate piece of paper. And don't forget that I would like you to share your work with me so I can see what you've done. You can share it with me on Instagram at InstaCabArt, or you can share it with me, upload it and share it with me on OneDrive. My email is hannah.copcut@clf.uk. So that's it for this week. Next week, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking a little bit about colour and how to choose colours successfully, and then we'll be adding some colour to your design. Okay,